Hello and welcome back to the Cryptic Twist. I'm your host Alex Jones, and today we're going to be looking at the Everyman Cryptic Crossword puzzle from the Observer for the 25th of May. Let's get started. Tyrant also asking for trouble in the end. I'm not seeing that one obviously. Also two, trouble in the end. I'm guessing it's a name of a tyrant, but I'm not sure. Computer info that declares you should go out with that woman in the East End. There's a lot going on here for a 4-letter clue. In the East End could be indicating a hidden, S-T-E-N, sten. That doesn't feel likely. That woman, she or her. And East End could be the end of the word east, but in doesn't feel right there. It's the wrong sort of position. You can't go in a single letter. Data. It is data. Declares here as a homophone indicator, and if you were going to go out, so East End here is indicating that we're cockneyfying the word her. So her, we're dropping the H and it becomes a. So you're saying that we should go out with her, you should date her, data. Okay, and do we go with the crossing letters or do we just work through and see what we can get as a first pass? Let's see what we get with the first pass. Mannered family that's often seen in horror films. I think I'm getting distracted by the surface reading, but I'm thinking of the Addams Family or similar, which is probably unhelpful. New student, increasingly amorous. I was thinking new student could be an anagram of student, but I'm not seeing what that could be. And I guess new student is a phrase that you could see commonly enough that it might not necessarily be indicating an anagram. Perhaps Virginia's on our side. 3 and 2 and 2. I mean, Virginia is an American state, so it could be VA, or you've got Virginia Woolf, so perhaps Virginia might be talking about Virginia Woolf. Not sure. Denounced, unbalanced, tax decree. Unbalanced feels like it could be an anagram indicator. Do we have any 9-letter bits that we can do? Tax decree is 9 letters. Denounced is also 9 letters. Okay. Suddenly feels very likely that it's an anagram indicator, but which side is which? Denounced. I think I like tax degree as the anagram fodder a bit more, but I'm not sure. Let's keep going. Former prisoner, now a Labour supporter. Oh, it's a nice double definition. So if you were a prisoner, then you're an ex-con. If you're a Labour supporter, you're an ex-conservative, an ex-con. That feels good. Philosopher, one from Yale, mentioned in speech. It feels like it's going to be a homophone indicator. Is there a word for someone from Yale, maybe? That sounds like the name of a philosopher. I don't know my American university, so I can't really comment on that. It will come back when we got crossing letters, hopefully. Most of Lamb Gatto. It's a weird selection of letters. It's 10 letters, we're looking for 9. Is it possible we're taking off a bit of Lamb Gatto, maybe the U, maybe the B, anagramming it for somewhere in South America? Not sure. Keep going. Primarily type Waverley, exercising rear. Kept energetically rotating. There's a lot going on there. This feels like it's going to be a charade, but So primarily type could be T. Waverley? Could be a W. No. Not sure. Half-hearted. Idealist. Resolved to do nothing. Not sure, but half-hearted. Is it a chance of taking half the word hearted? 7 letters, so probably not literally half, but I imagine that half-hearted is the definition, but we'll see. Classmate Darius misbehaving. 32523. That's 15 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Classmate Darius is 15 letters. I don't understand. I guess I don't understand is going to be our definition. I don't understand. Not in. I mean, it's not for one thing. I think that one I'm really hoping for some crossing letters on. I think once I get one word or 2 words out of that, it's going to make it a lot easier. Gosh, note. A talking bird. A talking bird. Gosh, note. Gosh and note feel like they are, or maybe even A, feels like it's a charade, doesn't it? So gosh could be like O or something, and A could be A, although A could be part of the definition. And then a note, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Do, Re, Mi, and O might not be O, it could be something similar. So what's a talking bird going to be? A parrot, canary. Never, never hiding a seabird. So hiding feels like it, literally feels like it could be a hidden clue, doesn't it? Erne, E-R-N-E. My first thought there was a tern, T-E-R-N, is a seabird. Could there be a vern, V-E-R-N? But it's the E-R and the N-E. Okay, our down clues. Foresight, faulty. If accepting this. Foresight is 9 letters. If it's faulty, it could be an anagram. Foresight, if accepting this. But queens entered passage. Alleyway, however, meaning but. Passage, alleyway, corridor, gemstone, one of 13 in a pack. So 13 could refer to 13 here, but 13 in a pack I think is going to be reference to cards. We can get diamond. That D at the start was very useful for that. List of data showing the Spanish bat, how it sleeps. List of data could be a table. So the Spanish is L-E, le, and bat, how it sleeps. Bat sleeps upside down, so that's going to be upside down. Okay, we've got some crossing letters here that should help as well. Rabbit on cake of potato or batter. I'm not sure, but I've just seen that the next one is peculiar offspring. Expected. If something's expected, it's odds on. And a peculiar offspring could be an odd son. Tree crushes nuts. In children's film. 11 letters. Tree crushes is 11 letters, and nuts could be an anagram indicator. We do have the in there. The feels like it's a little bit of a cop-out in terms of a word in a 3-letter word, but maybe. I might leave that and see what I can. Yeah, no, we'll have another quick look. Bureaucrats in AFLCIO of dim bent. That is a collection of letters. There's no way that can't be 11, right? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Bent is an anagram indicator. So certainly means bureaucrats with no S. So it's not just pluralised with an S at the end. Officialdom. Yeah, that looks right, doesn't it? So I think officialdom will mean like the general population of bureaucrats. Let's have a look. The officials in an organisation of government department. Yeah, that's fine. Everyman, so we're told, ultimately skips exercise in which vision's impaired. I notice that this starts E and ends N. So we're told feels like a homophone indicator. Ultimately skips exercise. So Everyman being the writer feels like it's a reference to himself. And so a homophone of I would be I. And if vision is impaired, ultimately skips exercise. Ultimately skips could be S. I strain, because an exercise, if you're doing an exercise, you are training. So I strain, vision is impaired. Yes, that feels good. In franglaise, in could be a hidden indicator. Franglaise, Frenchification of an English word. The voyage is to suddenly increase speed. In franglaise, let rip. If you let rip, you increase speed. Franglaise the, I'm guessing that is just like French the, L-E, and a voyage is a trip. So I think franglaise is kind of, you could take franglaise out and put French in it, that would still be fine. Okay. Brute to leave everything, I swear, finally upset. If you leave everything, you abandon. I swear. Brute to leave everything, I swear, finally upset. I mean, everything could be all, finally upset, assuming that upset isn't an anagram indicator, could be that, could be a T, but then you're looking at what? A brute, a word that means brute, that is just really specific. I don't think that's right. Cooked sausage, bringing calm. Cooked is an anagram indicator. That's going to be assuage, which means bringing calm. So be it, detective sergeant offering atonement. Detective sergeant must have an abbreviation that we can use here. Detective DET, Sergeant SGT, but that's all of our 6 letters. That doesn't feel likely. DSI, but is that Detective Sergeant, or is that something slightly different? The I might be an inspector in there. Detective Sergeant Inspector, I don't know. Atonement. Offering could just be a joining word here, so we could be looking for a word that means atonement. I'm not sure. A little dork is sympathetically affectionate. A little could be a hidden indicator. So kissy might mean affectionate. That feels sensible. Okay, so that's our first pass through. We've not done too badly. What have we got? We've got a lot of crossings there. Perhaps Virginia's on our side. One of us. Okay, why is that? So on our side is clearly one of us, but perhaps Virginia's one of US. We did say that Virginia was a US state. I'm not overly happy with that as an explanation, but it is an explanation. I think that is pretty clearly what we're going for there. Half-hearted, idealist, resolved to do nothing, sat idle. Why is that? Is that just a anagram of idealist? So we're missing an I. We're taking an I out if we're doing an anagram. Half-hearted. And I'm sure sat idle is right. Am I sure? It feels good, doesn't it? Somewhere in South America. We've not got much, but we've only got some of the vowels, but they're the right vowels. We've got our A and another A and an E. Is there any way that gatto could be cake? I don't think so. So what's our definition here? I was thinking it was somewhere in South America. But what is declined doing? Most of lamb gatto declined. If you decline something, you turn it down. It's in the cross clue, so I don't really like turning it down to mean backwards. But maybe. Or gatto, cake, declined. And if that's in South America, then we're looking at most of lamb. That doesn't feel likely, does it? I mean, does that feel any more likely? I don't think so really, does it? We've got a starting letter over here, so let's try. Primarily type. Okay, we kind of thought that one anyway. Waverly exercising. Waverly exercising. That's a weird phrase. Still not seeing it. Could there be a philosopher lemon? L-E-M-E-N. And the word from here is a hidden indicator. I mean, they seem to like some different ones. There's a few lemans in there, which I don't think is completely unreasonable, but it feels too cryptic. So one from Yale mentioned, so L-E-M-E-N gives us lemon, but then in speech, does that sound like lemon? Are we saying that is what is hidden, and that sounds like that? Mentioned in speech in speech could be a homophone indicator, but that feels like it feels like I'm reading too much into it, doesn't it? Okay. Classmate Darius misbehaving. I don't understand. So we've got a two-letter word here that isn't is because we've already used the I. So it could be as, us. We've got one more A to play with. Then over here we've got a something. I don't understand. 3 letters starting in M. Mad? I mean, this 2-letter word, a something, could be as, we've got a second S, could be at. Alright, what have we got next? Gosh could be my. A minor bird. That talks, doesn't it? So my is gosh, note is just N, and A, minor. That Y was really helpful there. Brute to leave everything. I swear, finally upset. If something's upset, it could be turned upside down. So we had all there to begin with. Could all be there. Mannered family that's often seen in horror films. I mean, a family could be blood, or it could be brood. Brood, I think, feels slightly more likely. What would mannered mean? Polite. It'd be useful to have another word over here somewhere, wouldn't it? Let's use an anagram helper, I think, to get this one. So which did I say I like most? I said I like tax decree most. Execrated. I mean, that does feel like it could mean denounced, doesn't it? Yeah, that feels good. Let's go back to tree crushes nuts in children's film. If we do go with THE, what does that leave us left over? I think we get the rescuers out of that. which does put paid to that one being lemon or something that homophones with it. Exercising rear or rear kept. So it feels like that could be a G. Feels like it could be a T from the G or T that we've got in exercising and kept. Type Waverley exercising could be. We've got the E there for, so it could be primarily the first letter of those three words. Tweaker. I'm not seeing it. Energetically rotating. That gives us an extra bit here. So I something S. It's. So that makes that very like to be as, and suddenly that comes together. It's as clear as mud, I think, is what we're looking for. Okay, so that does kind of leave all being up. It does leave all being, and then the whole clue being upset as a potential. DS could be Detective Sergeant, maybe. Detective Sergeant abbreviation, can that be DS? Yeah, so DS. Amends could be atonement. Which would mean that so be it is amen. Does that feel completely ridiculous? So be it is like a final phrasing you would use on something, and amen is a final phrasing on like a prayer. Cake of potato or batter. A latka. If you rabbit on, you would chatter, you would witter, you would talk. So rabbit on could be a phrase, or on could be positional. Rabbit on cake of potato or batter. I don't think of is indicating a hidden here. So foresight faulty. If we are anagramming foresight and we're getting first, what's left over? We've got O, E, G, H. That doesn't seem likely. Could this be twerker? Oh yeah, we're primarily going further on than I was before. T-W-E-R-K-E-R. Yes. So we get twerker, and it's an and lit, isn't it? Because the definition is someone who would exercise their rear by waving it and keeping it rotating energetically. So yeah, twerker. So just thinking about what this philosopher could be, John Locke looks to be an English philosopher, and one from Yale does not mean someone from the University of Yale. It's talking about a Yale Locke, which in speech sounds like Locke. Homophone indicator. Okay. Gives an extra crossing letter on what we think is an anagram of foresight faulty, if accepting this. And again, this feels like it's going to potentially be another and lit, so the whole clue might be the definition. Because otherwise our definition is if accepting this, which just feels a little bit dodgy. 3 down, but queens entered. What if we had the word but an is in it? Buane? Baniet? And these both feel like words that seem plausible. No, it doesn't like that, does it? Although queens. So what if our queen was not Anne, but a 3-letter queen with S on the end? So Vix. Or Liz's. That doesn't seem likely. Tyrant, a leader, a dictator. Also 2. In the end, might be last letters. And OGRE is ogre. I think actually ogre and tyrant are somewhat synonymous. A cruel or terrifying person, so a tyrant. That does give us an E here. Except doesn't. Except could be but it doesn't quite work. For brute to leave at everything, I still quite like all at the end. Or backwards all. Finally upset. Could this be gorilla? Because if it was, we've got the I as well. All I swear finally. And to leave is go. So to leave, go. Everything I swear finally, all I are, upset. Yeah? So an M. Barmer. Oh, hang on. So could this be Guatemala? In which case we do have the U, but we're taking out the B. Okay, so it's most of lamb and then gatto rather than most of lamb gatto. And we are anagramming it. Alright, I think at this point I'm going to call time on this and start looking at some answers. So let's see what we've got. Queens entered passage. Okay, so some Google research. Means I was very close with my except for but, and then queens entered is going to be R for regina, and that gives excerpt, which is a passage not like a corridor like I was thinking, but of a book. Okay. Mannered family. I think that's I do. Oh, this is going to be artificial blood, isn't it? It's not brood. I was very close to taking a hint on that one. Artificial. So if something is mannered, it's artificial. We can look that up in a second. And like I said earlier, blood and family are synonymous. Mannered meaning behaving in a specified way, idiosyncratic or exaggerated mannerisms, artificial. Okay, that feels plausible then. That gives us an F here. G something F. Presumably there's very limited words that can be G something F. But none are springing to mind. Gift. Oh. If you're accepting something, if you're at fault for accepting something, that presuming it's going to be a gift horse. Whether that is specifically referencing the Trojan horse, or whether that is kind of from the adage, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So that feels like it's going to be an ER ending, doesn't it? If something is becoming more something, it's getting something amorous. Lover. Lovier. It's definitely not an anagram of student at this point. How would I spell Latka? Is it L? Not quite right, is it? Unless there's an alternative spelling. Potato pancake, it feels very likely. Could be a Hebrew spelling. Alright, let's look at the answer for rabbit on cake of potato or batter. We'll see what we get. Oh, the answer is waffle. Yeah, we should have seen that. We talked about rabbiting on being to chatter or similar, so this is just double definition. Rabbit on, waffle, cake of potato or batter. So a potato waffle or a bottle. Furor? Fresher. Yes. If you're getting fresh with someone, then that would mean that you are you're getting touchy with them. So if you're getting fresher, you're getting increasingly amorous. And a fresher at university, oh dear, we've got a mistake somewhere. A fresher at university is someone in their first year. Oh, so looking at it, we've got sat idle wrong. So we took out the A, we took out the I instead of the A, but half-hearted means, I think, we're taking half of the heart, so IDEALIST, the heart here is AL. We're taking half of that, leaving it in, half it taking away, so sat idle should actually be sit idle. Oh. Well, that was a little bit of a slog, and we did need some help toward the end, but generally speaking, you know, I think execrated was the one word here where I had very little chance without the anagram helper. Guatemala, clearly I was stuck on for some time. I think most of the others that I did, I think generally were gettable. I just didn't get them as I was reading through, so yeah, we were very close on excerpt. Waffle we should have got. So yeah, I think, yeah, it was a very fair cryptic crossword, yeah, learnt a couple of bits from it, certainly. Right, if you enjoyed what you saw, please do like and subscribe. If you want to find any of these, the places where I do these cryptic crosswords from, the links are in descriptions, and also on the homepage of the channel. Do join us again. So until next time.